All right, so we have Act 2 and Scene 1. And till now we have seen कि लेडी मैकबेथ ने बिल्कुल मैकबेथ को मोटिवेट कर दिया है कि यार देखो मर्डर तो गुरु तुम करके रहोगे. And before we start the explanation, please download the app to get access to all the free material that we have, especially the document that we use. And here we go. Act 2, Scene 1. Macbeth's castle. Of course, so King Duncan has arrived there. He himself has declared that Lady Macbeth, you are going to be our host tonight. So Macbeth's castle, enter Banquo and Fleance, his son, Banquo's son, with a torchbearer before him. Banquo, how goes the night, boy? How goes the night, boy? Basically, he's asking for the time. कि यार कितना बज रहा होगा? Fleance, the moon is down. I have not heard the clock. The moon is down. I haven't heard the clock, so I don't know exactly. Banquo, and she goes down at 12. The moon goes down at 12. Fleance, I take it's later, sir, and hence it is past midnight now. Banquo, hold, take my sword. There is husbandry in heaven, the candles are all out. And he hands over his sword to probably Banquo and he says, take it. And there is some economy in the sky. All their candles are out. There are no stars to be seen. Maybe it is all cloudy. So that is what he says when he means when he says there is husbandry in the sky, which means they are not using the lights, the candles, the stars actually. Take thee that too, and I think take thee that too. Kuch aur bhi there hai, probably a dagger or something. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. And here, Banquo speaks to himself. He says, a heavy summons lies like lead upon me. Now, lead is very heavy metal. ठीक है, तो कह रहा है कि यार there is something that is bearing very heavy on my heart. Probably when Macbeth walks in, as you see, he tells Macbeth that he has seen those three witches in his dreams. So maybe that is what is making him feel so heavy. And that is why he says, I will not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. And he says that, oh merciful, please restrain me from having any thoughts, any bad thoughts, any nightmares while I sleep in repose. Enter Macbeth and the servant with a torch. और अब Macbeth की entry होती है. Give me my sword. Maybe he hears the steps of the sound and he says, give me my sword. Who's there? Macbeth, a friend. And Macbeth, the cunning fellow, he doesn't say Macbeth. He says, a friend. यार दोस्त समझो. Banquo, what, sir? Not yet at rest? अभी तक आप सोए नहीं? The king's abed. The king is he has already gone to bed. He hath been in unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. The king has been very happy with you and he has sent a lot of gifts to your office. This diamond he greets your wife withal by the name of most kind hostess and shut up in measureless content. And he hands over a diamond to Macbeth and says that King Duncan has given this for your wife, whom he has declared the most kind hostess. And he has, after saying that, after giving all these gifts, he has gone to bed. Macbeth, being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought. And Macbeth continues, he says that we were not prepared for this reception of the king. Had we been prepared, there would have been no defects. Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect. Which else should free have wrought? तो अगर हम free होते, अपने will से prepare कर रहे होते, if we had more time to prepare for welcoming our king, things would have been much better. Banquo, all's well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you, they have showed some truth. And Banquo says that, okay, I've been dreaming of those three witches. In fact, last night I had a dream in which they came. And to a certain extent, whatever they said for you is turning out to be true. Macbeth, I think not of them. Now, Macbeth, he kind of pretends that he's not thinking of those three witches. I think not much of them. I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve. और अब वो यहाँ पे बैंको को लॉलीपॉप दे रहे हैं, कह रहा है, and yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, when we have 1 are to spare, we would spend it in some words upon that business if you would grant the time. मैं इतना नहीं सोचता उसके बारे में, लेकिन फिर भी अगर टाइम है तुम्हारे पास तो बैठते हैं कभी 1 घंटे और बात करते हैं उसको लेके. Banco, at your kindest leisure, whenever you say. Macbeth, if you shall cleave to my consent, if you shall do as I say, when it shall make honor for you. Now, Macbeth and Banco, these two have heard what the witches have said. So Macbeth knows that Banco knows that Macbeth is all set to become the king. And hence, Macbeth offers him that if you listen to me, if you follow what I say, you will be honored, you will be given, you will be offered more. Something like that. Banco, so I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear, I shall be counseled. Okay, acha. Banco is a smart guy. He is not going to commit in a hurry. He says, I lose none in seeking to augment it. All right, there's no harm if I try to increase my honor, while I don't do anything that is disloyal to the king. I make my allegiance clear. My bosom franchised and allegiance clear, I shall be counseled. Bosom franchise, heart free from any obligation, and he stays clear to the, he stays loyal to the king. तो बोला ठीक है हम बात करेंगे, बैठेंगे बात करेंगे उनके बारे में, उनकी प्रोफेसीज के बारे में, but let me make one thing very clear, I am not going to do anything that goes against the king. Macbeth, good, repose the while. ठीक है, in the meanwhile, go to sleep. Thanks, sir, the like to you. फिर Banco flees and torchbearer the leave. Macbeth, go, bid thy mistress when my drink is ready. Macbeth एक अपने सर्वेंट को बोलता है, जाके लेडी मैकबेथ को बोलो कि जब ड्रिंक रेडी हो जाए तो मुझे बता दें. She strike upon the bell. When the drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Basic, this is actually this was going to be the signal from Lady Macbeth that everything is all, the plan is in place. Come and execute it. Go and murder the king. Get thee to bed. Exit the servant. Now the famous dagger scene. Before we take line by line explanation, please understand that Macbeth as a person, as a man, is not very consistent in his thoughts. काफी फिकल है. अभी पहले बोलता है मैं मर्डर करूंगा, फिर कहता है नहीं करूंगा, फिर लेडी मैकबेथ आती है तो now I am all set. ठीक है, he has been kind of oscillating between points A and B. अभी settle नहीं हुआ है. Now in this scene he actually sees a dagger. Okay, now that is part of his imagination. Secondly, Macbeth is also not very strong character per se in terms of making a quick decision or bearing the consequences. Remember in one of the earlier acts, problem kya tha na, he is willing to murder the king, but he is not willing to bear the consequences. तो क्या है ना, वो blame किसको करे वो ढूंढते रहता है. अभी वो किसको blame कर रहा है? He is trying to blame that particular dagger, that you are the one who is guiding me to the chamber of the king to murder him. And on the other hand, some rational part, some logical part of his brain keeps telling him, no, this is not reality. This is a figment of your imagination. तो उसका दिमाग एक तरफ लॉजिकल है और एक तरफ बिल्कुल जा चुका है. I mean, बाद में पागल ही हो जाएंगे लोग. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. और कहता है क्या dagger मुझे दिख रहा है जिसका handle मेरी तरफ है? Let me hold it. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. I don't have you. He's talking to the dagger, but still I can see you. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Okay. Are you not a fatal vision? Fatal माने something that causes death. तो ये जो vision दिख रहा है तो don't, मतलब, are you not a creation, a vision which will ultimately cause death? Sensible to feeling as to sight. Able to be felt as well as be seen. दिखाई भी पड़ रहा है और touch भी कर सकते हैं. Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? Or Pehla, are you real? And then, or art thou but a dagger of the mind, my imagination, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed and excited brain, a brain under maybe a lot of pressure as well. वो heat को liquid मानते हैं ना तब, तो pressing against the brain करके ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं. Fine. So one part says that it is real. The other part says no, it is just a creation of my own mind. It's not real. I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which now I draw. And फिर से वो वापस पहले वाले पे आता है कि I can see you, the dagger. It's similar to what I carry as in form. As this which now I draw, the one he carries. Thou marshaled me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. And you, now he's again talking to the dagger, and you guided me to the way I was already going. मैं already डंकन के चैम्बर में जा रहा था अपना डैगर लेके, और अब तुमने मुझे encourage किया है. You are taking me, you are guiding me towards that chamber. Mine eyes are made the fools of other senses, or else worth all the rest. He says, either my eyes are the only ones which are functioning, or they are being deceived. या तो सिर्फ आंखें सही काम कर रही हैं या आंखें deceived हो रही हैं. I see these still. Oh, sorry. Mine eyes are made the fools of other senses, or else worth all the rest. या तो eyes सिर्फ eyes काम कर रही हैं या eyes deceive हो रही हैं, उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा. I see these still. I still see you. And on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, drops of blood. अच्छा, अब उसका दिमाग उसको और पक्का कर रहा है कि वो डैगर देख रहा है वाकई में. Now there's blood on the dagger, which was not so before. और ये पहले नहीं दिख रहा था उसको. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. There is no. अच्छा, now the rational part again comes in, and he says, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. मेरी आंखों के सामने ये bloody business हो रहा है. Nowhere the one half world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse curtained sleep. And he talks about the atmosphere, that now half the world is dark, and people who are sleeping in the curtains, they are probably getting nightmares. So it is not a very, you can say, a very pleasant night. It is going to be a sinister one. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hectate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf. पहले इसको कवर कर लेते हैं. दिस इज बेसिकली बोलता है ये जो टाइम है ना रात का, ये वो टाइम है जब विचेस हेक्टेट को ऑफरिंग्स देती हैं. ओके, हेक्टेट गॉडेस ऑफ द मून एंड ऑफ विचक्राफ्ट. फाइन, तो विचक्राफ्ट की जो गॉडेस हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली द विचेस विल बी ऑफरिंग गिफ्ट्स टू हर. दिस इज दैट आवर ऑफ द night. And withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Okay, अब ये क्या है ना, alarm is basically call to action. Okay, wolf's howl tells the time to murder. एक बंदा है वो भी उठा है किसके आवाज पे, वुल्फ की आवाज पे, क्योंकि वुल्फ ने उसको इशारा किया है, उस आवाज से उसको ये टाइम का पता चला है दैट ओके नाउ दिस इज द टाइम आई नीड टू गेट अप एंड किल. एंड हु इज ही इज Roman tyrant Tarquin, who came in the night to ravish, that is rape, his friend's wife. I think it was Lucrece. Okay, the story is told in Shakespeare's narrative poem, The Rape of Lucrece. That is it. So now Tarquin is moving stealthily towards his friend's wife, and in the same manner, Macbeth is moving stealthily, or is rather trying to move stealthily towards the chamber where the king is sleeping. With Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, move like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps. which way they walk for fear, thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. And he says that I am scared, I'm afraid that there will be some sound made when I walk towards the chamber, and it will tell the tale of my whereabout, and take the present horror from time which now suits with it. And अभी जो ये रात का जो माहौल बना हुआ है, ठीक है, अगर आवाज हुआ मेरे पैरों का तो ये माहौल खराब हो जाएगा, and maybe I will not be able to commit the murder. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. Whilst I threat, he lives. The king lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. A bell rings. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Lady Macbeth rings the bell, and that is the signal. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heavens or hell. And he says, Duncan, don't listen to the bell, don't hear it. Stay asleep, because this bell is giving you a warning that your time is up, you're going to die. Maybe you go to hell or you go to heaven. This part, break this deadly silence which is so appropriate for the present moment. That's what he said now, that I don't want my steps to be heard. And this was Act 2, Scene 1. All set. The night is like dark, atmosphere is sinister, and Macbeth is having hallucinations. He sees a dagger, and he also wants to transfer the blame, and that is where his mind is playing with him. And the bell rings, and probably now he's moving towards the chamber where the king is sleeping.